Good morning. I decided to do a video here because it's something that happened yesterday, and I think a lot of people can relate to this. I think I can put it in terms of sports real quick. Most of us that follow me here on Twitter are sports fans. We all do this. We try to tear the teams that are good down at the top. Well, they're not good at this, they're not good at that. I think that translates a lot into life. Other people have a hard time enjoying other people's successes. The more successes you have, the more haters, the more people will say negative things. Just because you're successful doesn't mean you lead a perfect life. Just because I've been put on this earth, and I feel to help people, um, to do good work, to be respectful, to treat others with respect doesn't mean I'm perfect. I found this to be interesting. I was invited to talk on a podcast, and most people know my story about making a mistake or being in the wrong place at the wrong time and not doing the things properly, 13, 14 years ago, and all the positive changes that have come from it. How much I've grown as a person, the 30, 40 schools I've talked at donated hundreds of thousands of dollars. Schools welcome me in with open arms to tell my story. It's a story of learning from your mistakes. It's a story of if you work harder than others and learn from your mistakes, you will succeed and you will advance in life. It's a story of respecting others. Well, I was invited to come on a podcast because of my recent success, and somebody, dug up an article from years ago about a mistake that I openly talk about and send it to the podcast people. And they decided to say, well, hey, we don't want any controversy. You, yeah, you had some controversy 13 or 14 years ago. You know, I was good enough to come into 30 or 40 schools and speak, but not good enough to be on a fantasy football podcast. So the moral of the story is no one's perfect. Don't try to tear down people because of their success. Try to be a better person. But the last message is every decision you make in life will always be out there for haters. They look at the presidential election. We're not even going to go into the candidates, but anyone that, if I decided to run for president, it wouldn't be about my values, about my topics. People would go and they find one situation or one mistake that I was in 13 or 14 years ago, and they would say, wow, you can't be president. And so everything you do in life these days is recorded, and your haters will use everything against you. So I guess the moral of the story is learn to enjoy other people's successes. Yeah. If you put the amount of time into yourself and your self growth that you put into tearing down others, you might wake up one day and be a lot more successful. I guess in closing, I want to show just, because this is, it's sometimes it's hard to find happiness, even in winning fantasy sports things. But the pictures that I put on the screen, they are pictures of me doing talks at schools and leadership conferences and stuff. And I really want to get back into doing a lot more of that. I used to do about 5 or 6 a year because that really, really brought me happiness. And telling a story and being truthful and honest about things and teaching young people how you've learned from it, that really makes a difference. And that made me happy. So, in summary or in closing, be a more positive person. Don't throw stones in a glass house, and find something that makes you happy. Who day? Let's have a good football season. Let's rebound from that terrible week 1 in Cincinnati. And everybody have a blessed day and have a great day.